Hey, y'all.
Hey, what's up? We is here one more again at the OK Then show, and we have Titia Owens, the madre.
And I'm Chyna Elizabeth, the daughter.
And we have some guests with us today. I kind of know them and stuff.
Just a little bit.
Can you tell us who you are?
I'm Imani, and this is my lovely mother, Melani.
Hey! Okay, so her name is Imani, but my love name for her is Imanica. Yeah. So every now and then y'all might hear me say Imanica, but her name is Imani. Okay, just remember Imani, but I'm calling her Imanica.
Yeah, she give everybody a new name. We didn't ask for it, but she don't do it anyway.
So I'm going to talk a little bit about Melani first. So Melani is one of my dearest friends. When I tell you, Melani and I have had some of the most incredible times with the Lord. She is one that is absolutely amazing. She's talented. She's creative. She's a singer. She's a songwriter. She's an author. She is one who is an encourager, a supportive friend. And I wanted to have her and her daughter here today because I wanted you to also see how she has produced some amazing creatives. So the title of the show is The Creator Creating a Creative. A creator creating a creative, and that's what this one is here, Imanica. And so Melani, we're gonna get right into it and stuff.
Okay, but you didn't mention
I love the energy.
You didn't mention the foolery that they do together. I was waiting on that because they have no sense. You know, when they get together, it's always something, and I just try to stay away. It's great. I love it.
Because my name is Laqueen.
And I am Titia. Yeah. Our friendship is one of the foundations of our friendship is foolery.
Yes.
From the very beginning, whatever that thing was that Melani and I saw in each other that was absolutely hilarical, and we just decided to build on it. You want to speak on that, Melani?
Well, first of all, Tisha acts like a combination of Carol Burnett, Lucille Ball, and what's the other one? Just it's all the comics rolled into one, especially like the physical part. And I never met anybody who was willing to go there with me on the physical comedy, but she goes all the way there. So it's much worse than what I would do. So we just, you know, when we get together, it's so natural. We just start laughing. We look for things. We crack ourselves up. So we don't know about everybody else, but we're having a ball. So that's like the foundation of our relationship really is laughter and love. It truly is. Like we don't have many, but we had this one little falling out. I was wrong. I was dead wrong. But it's the laughter. But it's always the laughter. Like I was like, okay, how do I get back in with Tisha? What I'm gonna do? So I just started sending her laugh videos, and I was like, I wonder, did that one work?
And then I sent one back.
But we didn't say nothing for like months. We just kept sending videos until I knew it was safe, and I was like, TT, what you doing? So I mean, it's just,
I love it.
It's one of the best relationships I have. Like hands down, like that is my friend. That's my friend.
That's beautiful.
And they don't come along often, so you hold on to people like that.
And I love you, Melania.
So beautiful. I thought that should be shared to set the tone of their foolery.
Okay, we're going. All right. So I can't promise it's going to stay focused the whole time.
I can't promise it.
Okay.
It won't.
So the creative. Where you want me to go with that?
Just start with your creativity first, Melania. Tell them, and her name is Melani, but my love name for her is Melania. Just so y'all know.
Yes.
Go ahead,
you can
Melania.
call me that. So I mean, Imani is so much like me. Like it's just like looking at a mini version of myself. And from the time she was small, I saw like so many things that I did the exact same thing. So, I mean, to talk about her kind of is to talk about me some years ago when I was a little something.
So tell us about you though. But
I'm trying to get there. Okay.
Yeah.
I started out barbering like almost professionally. I wasn't supposed to be doing it professionally, but by the time I was 10,
wow,
I was cutting hair like all the time and making money in the neighborhood, and that transitioned me into barbering for like celebrities by the time I was like 16. So around about 17, I left home and I just went into the business. Now I could just do hair. I'm a third generation hair person.
Okay.
But really what I loved the most was the music. Like that was like my first like pure true love was music first. So my cutting hair got me into the music business.
Okay.
Wow.
And so I did that for a while until I was about 22, and then I got married. So it just kind of shifted a little bit as the children came. And then I started like, doing other creative things. Like I paint and do, so it just depends on my mood and the space that I'm in.
Yeah.
And then just like I would say in the last 10 years, the focus kind of came off music and more into film.
Okay.
So, I mean, I just kind of move around based upon how I feel or what's coming forth at the time.
Yeah.
But it all just kind of goes back to just being able to express myself, my feelings, emotions, that period in my life, and it can move in so many different capacities. So that's my thing.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
I feel like that's what a lot of creatives, though, we are just all around creative in everything. It is an expression of who you are. So I think that's great.
Yeah.
Period.
And so I want you to kind of transition to Monica. Tell us how I want to hear from you first, Mom, in the mindset of how you started creating spaces for them to be creative, like environments for them.
So we have this room in our house, and everybody that comes into that room, it's just got a feel to it. So when they were small, like we were definitely those protective parents. We were very careful about where we let them go. We didn't just let them spend a night anywhere. They hated it. But
it's needed though.
They created the vibe as children. Like people would come in and say, "You have 4 children? Like, where's the noise at?" But they would be in these little pockets, like creating, drawing, doing different things.
Wow.
And they never seemed to necessarily be bored, except the oldest one. Like he was bouncing off the walls. But, like they would, if they were playing with their Barbies or whatever they were doing, they just kind of had, we call it the toy room. Okay. And it's still the toy room to this day. We still call it that. So I saw like very early on that they all were creative.
And how old are all 4 of your children? How old?
Okay, you got to go slow because you know how they be close.
Go slow then.
Money's 24, right? Because I got started. Ooh, see, that's what I'm saying. So I got to go back. 26, 25, 23, 20. Okay.
Yay! That's great.
So anyway, where was we at?
You were telling us about the 4 children, but you were talking about the pockets that they had and how they were in different places in the toy room.
The toy room, and I also did one other thing. I made sure there was a piano in the house. If I didn't get anything else, that was, to this day, I'm like, that's one of the best purchases I ever made. Wow. Because even if they didn't play proficiently, they would always stop by and just tinker and tinker and tinker. So all of them can now play, she plays proficiently and my oldest, but they can all, Kiana, they all do. They all do. And it wasn't because I did lessons. It was because I just put it there and said, somebody gonna touch it.
Yeah. That's so good.
And they all touched it. And they all play, they all sing, they all are just, every single one of them, all of them are creative. Like every single one of them. So that was that. I think that was it. Just putting things there that maybe that I wanted to have and didn't have, because I didn't have a grand piano in the house, but like I'm getting one. Like that's important.
Yeah.
So I think that's what did it. And I'll say this, there was this one picture that Imani did. I think she was maybe 5.
Okay.
It was this panda with this bamboo, but it was so advanced. Like she didn't realize how advanced it was, but I did, being an artist. I was like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And then she would have like class projects, and hers would be like exponentially better than all the other little children. They stuff be looking like, it's a horse. That don't look like no horse. That look like a car face. You know? But she would like find stuff around the house. Like her horse would have textures, and she adds stuff to it. And I'm like, oh my God, that is so cool. Can I have one? So that's kind of like, we all go to Imani. Awesome. If we need something made in the house, I don't care what it is. We go to Imani. We're like, Mommy. So I had this idea. Can you make it?
Shit, I'd be so busy too.
Yeah, no, we break all that up. We like, look, can you make that right quick? I love it. Yeah, so that's the segue into Imani.
So let's hear from you, Imani. Tell us that foundation that your mom laid. Did that influence you at all?
It really did influence me, because she would just have random stuff around the house. Like she had this one thing that I always looked at was this, I don't know if it was a painting or like ink, but she made this Calvin and Hobbes little comic piece, and it was framed, and I'd always look at it and be like, I really like that. So she just had a bunch of stuff around the house, and like I'd find little drawings that she used to do, and they would just be like, like bubble letters or something. I'd be like, I want to do that. Like it just like, I want to make stuff like she makes stuff. So
that's great.
So what did the room look like? What did the toy room look like that you, like, what's your vision of the toy room?
So it would always change. It was just as we grew up. So first it started with like a little TV, and it was like one of those box TVs too. It wasn't like, we didn't have that technology back then. Okay. So it was like a little box TV, and there was like, a desk in the back, and there was toys in the one corner. There's like windows, and it was just all sorts of little things. So as we grew up, things would be replaced. Like we replaced most of the toys with like, desks for like when we went to school and we'd have art projects. So we'd like, use that room for all of the, other stuff that we had to do. And like, that's where like my mom said, that's where we play with our Barbies and stuff. So we'd have like, me and my sister would make little stories with the Barbies and just have all kinds of stuff going on. And that room was just such a safe space for us, where it's like, we couldn't go to other people's houses. So, like she said, like it's totally fine that they're protective. So, we had to make do with what we had. For sure. We had each other. Yeah. So it's actually very fortunate that we had each other, because I know a lot of people don't grow up with siblings. Yeah. And they get on our nerves at sometimes. But like it's so good to have someone you're close to who can like interact with you when you don't have other people to interact with. So just having siblings was just, a nice thing to have. And we would bounce off each other's creativity.
So how did they inspire you? How did your siblings inspire your creativity?
So my sister, I'm not going to say I was jealous of her, but I just had like feelings toward her. It's like she can do things so much better than me, but one thing she couldn't do better than me was drawing. So I was the one who was like better in the aspect of I could draw this really nice, and then she couldn't draw it really nice, and I was like,
you looking crazy.
So you were like, I got one up on the drawing.
I got one up on the drawing, but she
had a car face.
Yeah, it really did. So I think around the age of, I really don't know. We were just very, very young. And like my mom said, we were just always doing stuff. But when I was young, I didn't realize at a young age I was doing things more, just things better than
outstanding
the average child. I was basically superior to all those kids in school. Like I knew it, but I wasn't gonna like say it. So and I'm just very, especially back then, I was just very, very humble. Yeah. So I wasn't gonna say anything, but I was like, oh, so much better than yours. So
that is so good.
I don't remember the first project that I made that was like better than everybody else's, but I definitely, the people who definitely like told me that stuff was better was like a lot of my teachers, because a lot of the teachers would be like, oh, this is like really good work and stuff like that, and you'd be shocked. Like, I'd make something at home, but my dad, he didn't like it. So I was looking for that satisfaction from
your dad,
my parents, like both of them. My mom was a little more supportive in that area because she just knew she's also creative. My dad's creative in a different way. So I wouldn't, get a lot of support on that end, but I get support on my mom's end and other people.
So when your dad wasn't giving you that support, how did that make you feel? Did it make you feel like you needed to be better, or were you trying to figure out a thing to do that he would give you applause on?
I felt awful. I mean, it's bad to say, but it inspires you to get, be better. So I felt awful, and for a long time, I stopped doing art. Like, I stopped creating a lot of stuff unless it was like a school project or something like that, where it's like I just didn't feel like I could do anything for myself or just art for me, art that made me feel really good, because I had made this little anime girl or something like that. I said, that's me, and my dad was like, okay, you can make her like a little more like realistic. I didn't know how to draw realistic. I was young, so I was just like really hurt. I was like,
support matters.
I worked so hard on this.
Sometimes men don't understand. Yeah. No, because he like literally has every single thing that she has ever done, like, and has it like just put away and framed, and he's the one that would frame it, so he didn't know how to say
he didn't know how to say it. He just, but he did, the support was definitely there.
He missed it.
Just in a way that I couldn't understand as a child. Like, you need to tell me.
That's hilarious.
So did you find identity in your art? Like, once you realized, okay, so you had to get to a place where you either found that you had the support of your father, or you pushed past that, and then how did that process happen?
I pushed past it. When I picked up art again, I was in college. Okay. So, and still I was drawing kind of crazy. So it wasn't even like really good art, but to them.
Girl,
it's so new to me.
So college was really an important part.
We get a lot of this. It's great. I was just like, wow.
College was a really important part of my life because it separated me from my parents and wanting their approval and stuff like that. So when I actually got on my own and I was able to be like, this looks good to me. I like this. So there's no one here to tell me that this is
that's right,
not good. Like, so college was really important to me in finding
finding your voice.
Yeah, my voice when it comes to art. So art, it's really good when it comes to therapy too. Like sometimes I'll be listening to this song and I'll be feeling some kind of way. I was feeling some kind of way this morning. I was really mad, and sometimes I don't express that well with my body. So I'm just like, I'm gonna draw this art piece and just get this out, and it'll turn into something that really helped me get that feeling out of my body.
That's beautiful.
So that is really great, and I think that's so great for young people to hear that being able to express yourself with the art or the creativity that you have can help you become free, because you felt like that demonstration of whatever that was, when you looked at it, you felt like, I'm able to express myself through it.
Oh yeah.
So I congratulate you for that. Thank you so much for sharing that too. That's so beautiful.
It is.
So when you were figuring out what you enjoyed doing, or when you saw your art and your talent, when did you realize you saw that you were good when it came to competition with your sister? But I mean, even amongst others, how did you know, I'm pretty good at this?
It really came to me when I started to produce something that when I started to push past just drawing. Like, I would make other things. I love crafting. I love using my hands, not just like drawing on a piece of paper, but like my mind works where I'm getting better at like drawing on a piece of paper, but like I've always been so much better at creating 3D things with my hands. So that was really the point where I realized I'd watch YouTube videos and just be like, how to make a polymer clay sandwich. And
what's the polymer clay?
Polymer clay is just like, it's some clay you can mold and shape into whatever, and then you put in the oven and you bake it, and you got a little figure. You have a figure that you can just see and hold, and it's cute. It's really cute.
Like so, say for instance, like a mini pizza or mini something like that.
Anything like a little pizza, a little popcorn. I like small things. I like really intricate and small things. So that's why I really loved working with the polymer clay or just anything that was tiny. I was like, I want to make tiny things, and it just turns out really cute. I'm that person who's just like, I love cute things. So
that is really cool. So, Melani, when you saw those small things, what did that show you about your daughter?
Oh, I mean, I had seen it, like I said, when she was little. That picture did it for me. Like, it really did. I was like, how did she understand perspective? How did she understand planes? How did she understand a 3D world as a child? Which, even when it was in college, I was like, oh, for sure. Like, she has an engineering mind. Wow. And I was a little irritated with the college setting, because the college setting says if you want to be an engineer, 3D or all this stuff, you have to be so good at math. And that was like a struggle for me. It was a struggle for her, but she probably could figure out very complex things without writing, like she said, writing it on paper. She could see it. And I saw that early on, because that's like amazing. I said, everybody else was draw a horse. They would try to draw a horse. This child would not stay on the paper. She would make a horse, a whole horse, a 3D horse that you could ride. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
that's amazing.
Imani, oh my God. Like, where did you get that stuff from? She would find stuff around the house. And so I knew, like, early on, probably way before she knew, because I saw it. I was like, there's nobody taught her that. So it just, when she discovered it, that's when, everything opened up for her. Because I do think it's important as a parent, you can see it, but it's up to your child to embrace what you see or beyond what we see. She had to leave us to do that. She had to find her own space, her own everything, and say, okay, this is what I want to be.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
So with your mom's guidance and with your father's guidance, have you been able to incorporate them in your art, or are they somewhat a direction when you're thinking about things, or maybe your history with your parents or how you grew up? Do you utilize any of that when you're creating things, or are they just nowhere to be found?
Completely honest. They're not really anywhere to be found. Okay, no, wait. Okay. To be fair,
say what you want, girl. This is a safe space.
It is.
Okay.
It's fair. It's okay.
When I do think about the reference point, it's more so when it came to the part where my parents didn't know how to support me. So I was like feeding off of the fact where it's like they don't, not to say they don't think I can do it. Like, that's just how my mind was processing. It was like, they don't think I could do it, so I don't care what they say. I'm going to go do it anyway. I'm going to go find myself and like people who do support me, stuff like that. And that's where you learn down the road that don't trust people either, that not everybody's your friend. Don't be giving all those fans are not your friends, okay? Just saying that. So
to give us an example of what that meant for you, like, what did you figure out during that time? Because somebody was acting a certain way and you realized they weren't. So give us an example of what that looked like.
So not recently, I'd say last year, my fan base turned on me because I had a policy in my terms of service that they didn't like. And like, I got all this backlash and it made me feel awful. I felt like my entire world just collapsed. And the fan base was, a lot of people don't know what this is, but it's the furry fan base. And that's where I do most of my work and tailor it to people. So
you're saying furry as Furry?
Yes.
Okay.
Furry, like animal, like a furry animal. So yeah, they had turned on me, and that's what I just lost all faith in people who said they were going to support me. And I felt terrible. Like my mom saw how crushed I was. I was on the floor crying. She went to mama bear mode and like was like fighting people online. So yeah, it was just a really crushing point in my life. And you know, after a few days after I got back, there were the people who really support you who came to help me, who would come into my DMs and be like, hey, are you okay? Like, what's up? A friend of mine sent me $20 so I can go get some boba just to like feel good.
What's boba?
Boba tea. It's really good
tea.
stuff.
Okay. Never heard of that before.
Okay. Really?
Boba tea. All right.
Wait,
Somebody
it's
send
a
us
safe
boba
space.
tea.
For real? Because
Oh my god! Oh my goodness! No, boba tea is great.
I can't eat.
Oh my goodness! But yeah. So that's what I mean. But I'm not saying don't trust anybody. It's just your real friends will be there for you in the end, and the people who really support you. And that was my parents. Like in that other moment where I didn't feel that as a child, they've always been there, and they were there when that catastrophic event happened.
wow.
And so you had a fan base in the furry world. So I want to take the time now to show the people your furry friend because you make these.
Yes.
And so when I first saw the furry friend, I'm going to give this to you. You can
Which
just hold
is
that.
so amazing.
So she makes this. So tell them the process. How did you even know that you could do this? How did you come up with this?
So I was fresh off.
And you're rubbing it like it's real.
She is. This is
famous girl.
She's just so.
Okay, then.
She got a whole personality.
Oh, hey. Love it. Okay, go ahead.
But I was fresh off of babysitting, you know, my income and how I was making money, and I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore.
What's the baby's name? I'm sorry.
Her name is Phelan.
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 Phelan. Spell that.
Failyn.
That's such a pretty name.
Hey, Phelan.
Yeah.
Okay, then. Okay, go ahead. Okay, so go back to Phelan.
She said, hi.
So I was just sitting there watching YouTube, and this video came up of someone who had one of these, and I was like, "Oh, that looks interesting." So I clicked on the video, and I was just like, "Wow!" And I was like, "I want that. I want it." So at first, I was just like, you know, looking up, getting into it. Like I'd see social medias and people who did this, and apparently it was like a big, you know, community of people who did it.
Wow.
So I had at some point I was like, I'm gonna buy one, I'm gonna get one, something. Then I saw that people make them for themselves, and I saw this really pretty husky. Somebody made an entire husky suit, and it was so pretty and purple, and just made so well. And I was like, and I saw that she made her own suit, and I was like, well, if she could do it, I could do it. And I was like, because I know my ability. If she can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
This is Phelan is a cheetah because what
cheetah.
So a little story behind that, Mom.
Hey, Phelan.
Did you pet her?
Okay, then. Hey, Phelan.
So, what you call your little characters, they call them fursonas. It's like persona, but fursona. So it's the character that embodies you as, you know, an animal. So my favorite animal has always been a cheetah. I'm fast.
Cool.
I'm all that stuff, and my favorite color was purple. So I put those two together. Yeah, I put those two together, and this is what came out of it. Phelan.
Beautiful.
And her name came kind of from my name because Phelan means faithful feline, and I wanted something that was really close to my name, Fai, you know, derivative of faith, and my name means faith. So
Okay.
I was like, I want something very close that really connects me with her.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So this is the head, but you make the entire bodysuit.
Yes,
correct?
I make entire bodysuits. I mean, I have like 6 of them in my room just for me and my personal use.
Why did you get so excited when you said that?
Because
y'all got us to make
I lost my head.
these things are like really expensive. So like just owning one is like
they didn't see
like
a
just owning one of these is just like an exciting thing. So when you make them for other people, they get super excited. And people are like, it's like, oh, so how many do you have? I was like, I got 6.
Yeah.
Because I can make them for myself if I want to.
So do you sell these? I mean, has anybody
do.
you do sell them?
Yes, I think I've made about 30 something.
Oh wow.
You've made
for
30
people?
suits?
Yeah, something around that.
And all of them are they're not all cheetahs, are they? Are they?
Oh no, they're not all cheetahs. Everybody has their own animal.
Like, what's your favorite
character.
animal?
I would say a zebra.
So
Somebody's got a
probably have
zebra.
What's your favorite animal?
Lord Jesus.
I'd probably say a kangaroo.
I actually just recently made a kangaroo. So
Now, why in the world?
I wasn't thinking that either. I was honestly thinking like a canary or a bird.
I was gonna say like aardvark or something. I didn't know what you were saying.
I was thinking about my graduation gift. It was a kangaroo.
Oh God!
So,
Yeah,
from our dad.
that's fair. Okay, all right. Understood.
But then you understand like the connection and why people like really when they get their suit, it's important. So, like I didn't always get it until I really kind of saw, like, because at first, like, you think, oh, what the world? Are they weird? Are they, because sometimes there's a negative connotation when you get behind cosplay and different things, but it exposed me to a whole nother world.
Wow.
And what I learned is that a lot of the people were really kind, and I could see why she kind of dove into that world. And there's so many creatives in it. Like when you see like some of these pictures and the way they can draw, and it's like, oh, wow, this is really cool. And I'm not saying everybody, because there is that negative side. But I saw like why she kind of leaned into it, and she became like one of the top fur people. She didn't mention that. She's really like one of the top.
Well, she made 30 suits. She made 30 suits.
She is the one. She's superior. Superior.
I was gonna say so much so that my local convention, Texas Furry Fiesta, they invited me to be the guest of honor next year.
Oh, wow.
That is so good. So how did you get into that world? I know you saw this online and then you made one, but then you found out about the world. How did you find out about all the groups of people that were doing this?
I just looked it up. I just kept like diving into it, looking into like what social media can I find that people are on and stuff like that. So there was this one thing that's no longer existing. It was called Furry Amino. Basically, where all the furries were, and there was like a social media for the furries. I don't know if it exists anymore. I don't use it anymore, but that's how I found it. Where I was just like talking to more furries, like, oh my gosh, you do this. Oh my gosh, you do this. And then it slowly moved to like Instagram and Twitter. Like they're everywhere. Like you'd be shocked. They're just everywhere.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I remember the video that I and your mom did. And it was up in the room, and we put a wig on you, and then we had you hold a wig head. I don't know if you remember that. You were talk rapping. We were doing a cipher.
Hasafina.
Yeah, we were doing a cipher. Where we were imitating the Soul Train Awards.
Oh, I remember that.
And the Soul Train Awards is where the cipher is where they would have different artists come together and kind of freestyle on their music. And so Erykah Badu would be one of the ones that was doing the turntable or the music. So Melani and I would switch each other's outfit to replace the other to be Erykah Badu. We were both Erykah Badu at different times. And since Monica was there, we threw her in. And so we put a wig on her, but we had a wig head that she literally was carrying with some hair on top of it, as if she was carrying another person.
Oh my gosh.
In her arm. And she came in freestyle rapping. I don't know if she remembered, but I still had a video.
I don't remember my part, but it was.
It was foolery at its finest.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. And that's what we do with our children. They don't remember all the things that we bring them into. But whenever we're coming up with something creative, we either put them behind the camera or they're a part of the show. Would you say that to be true?
Oh, it's true. I've been there. I've seen it. Some of it was filmed at our house, so I know.
Yeah, I remember a few times we would just go over there just for y'all to film. I'm in the toy room. Don't bother me. I'm in the toy room trying to be creative with the kids.
Chyna wasn't helping.
She was trying to help. I don't want to hear record.
She was acting superior.
Yeah, that's what she was doing.
Superior.
I was trying to be in my creative zone too. Okay,
you're gonna have so much more fun with us. Whatever.
So you two now, hearing your daughter Melani and hearing just the processes that she's gone through, and you're just even learning more today. What would you say to encourage her, like in this time, in this season, with her expression, with her creativity? Like, how would you encourage her?
I would say that there's like millions sitting inside you and inside of your creativity. Like, I really understand how the Bible says, I will give you the power to get wealth. And wealth is not just necessarily money all the time, but just, there's just so much inside of you. And I'm very thankful and honored to be your mom. Like, that God would bless me with a superior child. Amen. I am inspired by you so much. I'm like, how does she do that? It's just amazing. And for you to always remember, like, yes, you're creative, but who you are as a human being is the best part. Like, when I watch you with other people and I watch you with children, and you are so kind. And even in the furry world, how sometimes the children, they'll be like, yeah, no, I ain't going over there. That never happens with you. They just run to you. So that should tell you that you have a pure spirit. Even when you have your costume on, who you are comes through. That's why they just follow you. And it's crazy to see. Like, it just touches my heart, you know. And I'm so proud of you, and I'm so thankful that you allow me and your dad to still be a part of your world. Because sometimes when your children get older, they don't want you around anymore. But you help me so much, Imani. Like, you're just like my one. Like, I know you got my back. I mean, and I got your back too. Like, yeah, I'm just proud of you. I don't know if I'm encouraging myself right now, but I hope it's encouraging.
No, it is encouraging me.
You're amazing. You are so amazing.
I mean, I didn't want to interrupt you, but like, I was gonna say, like, you know, every time, it's like, first of all, she just be coming up in my room and she'll just sit there and she'll just look at me and she'll just try to make conversation when I'm working and I'm busy. But like, you know, it's so important to have someone who just wants to, you know, support you in any way that they can. And I really do appreciate all the support that you give me. Like, I talk to my friends about it all the time. You don't hear it because I'm talking to them.
Be like, get out.
Like, I appreciate it so much that you and Daddy are just very supportive people. Like, you don't have to, it's important to know, like, you don't have to agree with what people are doing, but just the fact that you're there to support them in what they're doing is so incredible. And you and Daddy do that for me a lot, and I really do appreciate that so much. Like, no matter how annoying it seems at the time, like, it's really not annoying, it's encouraging.
Don't
it's
say
like,
that to me, because I will be in there all the time.
No, did I take back everything I just said? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I can come in. Man,
she knows. I have like a sign
I be in the room, like, I be looking at her.
She do.
She's like, get away.
You know, that is so sweet. If you don't look at her, then she won't. If you don't look at her, no eye contact, it's fine.
I am a fan of my children.
That is so
I
sweet.
think they are just like superstars.
Yeah.
Like, they are. And I just, man, I'm inspired. I'm totally inspired.
I'm a fan of yours.
I'm a fan of you too.
Yeah, no, they really are. I've seen it. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm so inspired.
I'm inspired.
Do it again.
We're superior.
Do it again. One more.
Superior.
One more. I thought maybe y'all had another word or something.
That was such a beautiful moment.
Yeah, it
though.
was.
That was
We're very
this
proud
is
of you
awesome.
guys.
This is awesome.
Seriously. And what's so great about this is getting to see just your processes, you know, just the years that I've known you and watched your mom and yourself. When I see, you know, because when I first came over there and I started seeing your things, I was one of the ones that was just like, who did this?
Yeah.
And Melani was like, my daughter. And I was like, which one? And she was like, Imani. And I was like, where's Imani? This is so amazing. Like, I was so in awe of your work, because again, when you are a creative person, you know how much it takes
For sure.
to sit down and put something together. And what's the word? Raquel? Polymer.
What?
The clay?
Yeah, that. What's it called?
Oh, polymer clay. Good
Yeah.
lord.
Yeah, same
Oh
thing.
my gosh.
Wow,
Yeah.
you just added all your own letters.
Yeah, that.
She
All
made
right.
it her own.
Yeah, that.
Say it again.
Polymer.
That's it.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So yeah, when I saw that, I was just so in awe, seriously. And I was saying to myself, whoever did this, they're so creative and so talented. And I'm with your mom. I just knew that you were going to do great things. So when I see this, when I see little cheetah baby, Phelan, Hey. When I see
She got
Phelan, I'm just so proud of you. And I just want you to know that. That's why we wanted you to come on. When your mom was saying you were home, I was like, oh, we need to have her come on. So, because I want more people to understand how talented you are, that your mom was so inspiring to your creativity, even if it was through a process of how you got there. You know, and our parents have so much influence on us. And whether your mom, your dad, the both of them had a different kind of influence, but it has pushed you to do these great things. And so we want other young people to see just the influence and how something spectacular can come out of that. So Melania, tell somebody or a parent how they can encourage creativity with their babies.
Tell a parent how.
Just some of the things you did. Just remind them of things you did to assist.
I think you, to the best of your ability, should create the atmosphere for your children to thrive in. And, you know, use what you have. So there are museums, there's so many places that you can take children, if you're talking about art or creativity, but with anything. I mean, we have a son that did sports, and my husband was very intentional.
Who is your husband, by the way?
His name is Rocket.
Okay.
Yeah, his name is Rocket. He was so intentional about creating the atmosphere for him to thrive in that. She's also a tennis player, so we were intentional about making sure that we did our best. I mean, and it doesn't mean that, you know, we didn't put them in club tennis, because I was like, ooh, they want a lot. Let's just go to the park. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so it's always a way to cultivate whatever it is you see in your child. And I really do believe there will be signals and signs that point to, oh, they're good at this, they're good at that. And to her point, maybe not that we've always been the safest space, but try to create a safe space for your child. And know that every child is different. Like, they're not going to all be the same as far as creativity, as far as intellect, as far as physical ability. Like, they're all different. They're all going to thrive in different places. And, you know, I always try my best to meet them where they were. So my husband was the one that went to every single school thing there was, but I might have been more hands-on at home, you know. So I just think, you know, just do your best. And just looking at you and Chyna, like, your influence is so all around, that, like, that creativity. And I remember you know, you had her in that thing where she was making those amazing purses and, you know, so I've seen it even in you guys. And I see, like, I'm looking around this beautiful apartment. I'm like, Lord, she done, you know, could you come teach us? Okay. So what had happened was, but it's just, it's evident to me that y'all get it. Like, you have done the same thing. So I would just say, with what you have and the time that you can put that into your children. And if you're a working parent and maybe you don't have as much time, like, do the simple things. Get a piano in the house. Get stuff. And, and I think it's going to be stuff that you like. A lot of times your children will kind of gravitate to it because you like it, and they'll vibe and find their own expression.
Get a ukulele.
Not the ukulele.
What?
Yeah.
We ain't never had no ukulele. Where did that even come
Get a
from?
whistle. Blow the whistle.
No.
Okay. Don't blow the whistle. Okay. They saying don't blow the whistle. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, keep going.
All right.
Okay.
Go ahead, Chyna.
No.
Well, Imani.
Okay, say.
Okay.
Let's transfer to Imani.
All right.
Monica.
Okay.
So, hearing your mom say that those were things she did intentionally as a child and growing up in that, what would you tell a parent also that assisted you with finding your creativity? What would you tell a parent to make sure they have to inspire those things? Or what should the parent give off?
Give off the energy of, even if you don't agree with it, give off the energy of, I'm here for you and I'm here to support you. And just be willing to let them try. Don't tell them, no, you can't do this, because a lot of that is just out of fear of what possibly was hindering them when they were younger. So, or, you guys, but so just let them know, like, be very open and let them find themselves. So that's what
Very
I'd say.
good. I love that,
That's
Monica.
really good.
No, that's great.
Cause she got a new tattoo last week. She didn't even tell me.
Oh, I know that's right, girl. Get him.
Oh, don't get Chyna started.
Get 'em
That's
on.
that's a whole
I
nother
got a
show.
new one coming. Okay.
Oh my Lord. Let's not even talk about
honey,
that.
honey, we love that.
We do.
Boom.
Okay, wait. To be fair, though, it's like an artist thing.
Exactly.
It's an artist
expression
thing.
of art.
Draw it on
Yeah.
some paper.
But also my body.
Exactly.
I want it on me.
Thank you. Free girl.
Do it all.
I couldn't say nothing because I got one. Boom. Yeah.
And she got one too. She
I got
okay.
one in the
I
wrong
don't care. I
spot.
was not in my right
I got
mind.
pregnant and it stretched out. Don't
You
look
can't
like
hold that accountability to me when I was in my 20s.
Yeah,
That's
don't
all
get
I'm
it
saying.
there.
I have been delivered.
Yeah, watch where you put it.
I was ignorant then.
Yeah. Yeah.
I ain't there no more.
It's there for
It
life.
didn't work.
It is.
That's all I'm saying.
It ain't going nowhere.
Okay, so then, after going through this process, we end with telling the people what we are okay with.
Yes.
So, Chyna, after hearing this process, what are you okay with?
I am okay with being free in my creativity and expressing it in whatever way comes or I feel, and just living in that. Like, I love to try new things or not try new things. So whatever I feel I want to dab into, doing it.
Okay, then. So, Melani, what are you okay with?
Can you come back?
Okay, then. And Monica, what are you okay with?
I'm okay with being me.
Yes, honey. Superior you.
That's a word.
I'm okay with being superior me.
I really like this show. It's a good show.
I love that so much. And I'm okay with a parent influencing their child and allowing them to express themselves, to create safe spaces and push them to be the best that they can be and whatever they see beforehand, because again, the child doesn't always know, but the parent can always have a foresight. And so I'm okay with being that parent to push their child. And with that said, we're gonna come back to we're coming back to
Melania.
Okay, because I thought of it now. I am okay with being 100% authentically me and not being able to step into it with superiority.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
Yes, to the snaps. That was a word.
Okay, then.
That was a word.
Well, Chyna, you gonna tell the people what to do with the show?
Yes, so come back and see us every Wednesday at 9 a.m. on YouTube, or you can listen on Spotify and podcast, and let us know if y'all have creative children, how y'all have helped them to be more free in their creative space, if y'all set that aroma for them, so that they can live in that creative energy, honey.
That's all we saying. Make sure you tune in each Wednesday at the 9 a.m.
Yeah.
on the YouTube.
Pretty much.
Okay, then.
Can we come back?
I know you
Awesome.
anytime. We love y'all stuff. Make sure y'all subscribe, like, comment, share, follow, all the things. Okay.
All the things.
Well, we're about to wrap it up, and we have our 2 lines that we end with. So everybody join in with.
Okay then. Bye then.
Love it.